super proud of the boys for that one.
Extremely. Just to find a way to grit and grind like that, to have a game in hand, to give it away, to have it again, back and forth. That's just a big testament to what this group really can do and how we've been working and striving. So I'm really proud of the guys for fighting it out. That was a tough game.
How was, I guess, the feeling in the group, especially when that game went to a double OT? It must have been was it the message just to regroup and to prove that we can come out and win this game?
Yeah, for sure. We knew that, Taz is going to be really tough to beat at home. And once they got on that run and Doyle got to hitting those shots and we went overtime, I just want to make sure my guys not panic and start thinking about other things. We got to find a way to keep grinding. And so when we did and we stuck with it, when we wanted to go inside, we want to make sure Tyler and Lee gets the shots that they can get. And we just had to get stops. Taz is a really tough team to beat at home, and we was fortunate to get it done.
Last time we saw your team here was back in round 3, 30-point loss. Obviously, you weren't at the helm then, but to see the growth of this group, you must be incredibly proud of the growth between that period.
Yeah, like I've been saying, all along when I had an opportunity to take over, this is a really good team. This is a really good, deep team as well. So we used all 11 guys, and all of them were really, really involved in it, if they was on the bench or not. So the way we have just been striding, going up, is just a testament how professional these guys are and how well they see that we can be a really good winning team.
4 wins in a row, I think, in the 4th spot. Now, what's been the key behind the resurgence? Can you put it down to one thing?
No, just
hard work.
Yeah, that's our thing, is the hard work. But no, just these guys believing in each other. You know what I mean? And like I said before, like just knowing that they're really good and trusting each other out there. And so it's just one. I can't just wrap it up in one thing. But I'm just proud of how these guys are playing.
Well, your bigs in Gary and Sam tonight were exceptional, but especially Gary with 25 points and 15 rebounds. He was enormous.
Yeah, he was an animal today. I mean, that's what Gary does, and that's what he's going to be consistently doing for the rest of the season, hopefully. We trust those guys. If you know, since the Sydney King, we've been rolling the ball in to our bigs, and so they're our bread and butter. So we want to make sure that we keep feeding them, and then our other guys feed off of them.
And the guy next to you knocked out some pretty important shots late too.
Yeah, he's pretty decent. He's pretty good. I like the guy on my right side. He was the one that made 3 free throws in a row to keep us in the game. But now he's a true professional. Tyler's he's Mr. Ready. And so he's always ready to make sure that when the lights come on, he's going to be there for us.
Tyler, that must be a win that the playing group can really, I guess, galvanise you in a sense and really build on for the rest of the year.
Yeah, that's a huge win. I mean, JT hit on it. This team, Tassie's unbelievable. They play the right way. You're going to have to beat them for tonight, 48 minutes, man. They're never going to give you the game, and that's what we need as well to get better. We got to see where we're at, and they're at the top of the league for a reason. So it was an unbelievable win for us, man, and we just want to keep this thing rolling. We got another one at 2 p.m. on Sunday, so we got to get on back to the hotel and get ready for another one.
And you go to the line and you got to shoot 3 to, I guess, tight again. What goes through your head with the building the way it was? But it was pretty loud. You could barely, I guess, think when you're with the line like that.
Absolutely nothing goes on in my head. That's why you put on the work in the off season. I'm a big fan of mindfulness, so I'm just focusing on my breath, man, and trusting my work and trusting my body to figure out how to make a free throw. So I feel like the more you overthink, the more you start overcorrecting things, and it doesn't necessarily go your way. So I just go up there and trust myself and live with the result.
As I said to Justin, for the guys to come back here after what happened in round 3, it must really it shows the growth of this group.
Yeah, the growth of this group is huge. And testament to JT, he's been doing unbelievable week in, week out, getting us prepared for these type of games. This league is not easy. Every single game we're going into a battle, and that's just the beauty of this league as well. They're going to test you every single game. No game's going to be given to you. Like you saw tonight, the game could have went 10 different ways in 8 minutes. So we just wanted to put together a good win, and thankfully we got that.
Mitch, go ahead.
Hey guys, yeah, Mitch from the Mercury. Tyler, just following on a little bit from what you just said there. You've over the last 18 months, you've been in so many of those types of games, and they've all pretty much always, besides yourself, nailing a few from deep late. A lot of them have gone the other way. How does it just feel to have gone through something like that 2 overtimes, and just personally to go away with a victory, which has just been so hard to come by in those type of games, of late?
Yeah, it's. I feel like I've seen both sides of the table. Like you said, last year we were in a lot of close games and it didn't go our way. But like I was telling JT earlier, man, like it feels good to go into these games and come out at the end with a win. It just feels so much better. But we can't get too high or too low with this. It's just one win. It's a step in our journey, and we just want to keep this train rolling, man. But it definitely feels good to be on the other side. We have so many different guys that stepped up and hit big shots for us, and it feels good.
you've said along for a long time now. You've always had this belief in yourself personally, but also in the team, and you've always said, look, it'll turn, things change, the sun comes out, all that type of stuff. Do you feel that now, with this run that you're in, you're up in fourth spot now, do you feel like you're starting to see, the sun come out as such?
Yeah, I think we have true pros on our team. Even when things weren't going well, guys still show up and put the work in. And I feel like you have to go through many different challenges in order to get to that end result that you always want to. Things aren't just going to be given to you. You have to go through some adversity, and I feel like that's how you grow as a human, and that's how you grow as a player. So for me personally, I just try to stay stable through all the ups and downs. When you sign up for basketball, you're going to go through things, man. You're not going to hit every shot. Some seasons you're not going to, like last year, it's not going to be the best season. But if you can keep showing up for yourself, for your team every single day, I feel like they know I'm going to show up every single day at practice, in the game. And I'm not saying I'm going to play perfect ever, but that's why I try to pride myself on, man. And I feel like this team, we've just been consistent with our work. And, credit to JT for keeping us just focused on one game at a time.
And JT, obviously Gary was a beast tonight, but there was a bit of drama with the statement coming out today and just confirming about, what occurred with him earlier on in the week. When was you and the playing group aware that had sort of occurred, and how did you sort of address that with him and I guess the group to put it aside and get what ended up being a pretty special win?
The win was special, but yeah, Mitch, our management put a statement out about that earlier, and that's all I'm gonna talk about on that. But GC was great tonight, and we're glad that everybody put everything aside and just played basketball and got the win.
And then obviously, like you said, you had to win that one a couple of times. Obviously, Milton Doyle goes off late. They made, I think, 4 straight threes in less than a minute. How much do you put the fact that you went to overtime and everything else down to, just them shooting the lights out and making some shots? And how much do you put down to, I guess, some wobbles you guys showed and maybe, some poor options and just some stuff that made it a bit difficult for you to close that one out?
Doyle and them guys made some tough shots. Most of them was all contested. I was really more frustrated about us not finishing the game, to allow those 2 overtimes, but just the adversity that we was allowed to be put in. I'm glad to see we got out of it with the toughness and the mental toughness that we was be able to do. So, it was, those guys are unbelievable on the other end. They're true professionals, and basketball is basketball. It's tough to stop everything from going in, but we were blessed to get it, get the win at the end.
And obviously, climbing into the 4th spot, you go to 500. It's been a while since the club sat, on that at an even ledger on the win-loss. You've been in there a while now. It's been a pretty stunning sort of resurgence. When you took the job, did you believe this was possible? Do you think this was what the outcome was going to be? Because it's been quite a remarkable turnaround in a really short space of time.
For sure. I'm not sure what the outcome could be, but I knew we could win, and that's all I was worried about. I knew we could find a way to start winning. 2-7 wasn't what this team was built about and what this team is. So, I just wanted to make sure let's win. And how many games, that was just definitely up to these guys and how they compete. And now they see where they can go, and I don't think they're looking back anymore. So this team was built to win, and we just want to make sure we get on the right track.
Just last one from me. It's obviously now a really sharp turnaround into another game. How do you get all the guys, back down physically, mentally, everything else to meet that challenge, and probably one where you might come up against a team you might owe one from last time as well? Yeah,
for sure. We know what's in stake. I think the guys are ready, prepared. Like I said, they're true professionals. We mentioned that in the huddle. In the locker room not too long ago, that we got to get back and get off our feet and rest. And so our physios guys, they're going to take care of us. So these guys are hungry. So I don't think that worrying about I know how we feel on Sunday is going to be a factor of how we play. I think these guys are going to be ready to go. But we're definitely going to take care of our bodies.
Thanks, guys. That's it from me.
Anything further, Chris?